That water tasted odd. Like, it's been fine all the way down to this point in the glass, and now I'm like, ooh, that water had some energy to it.
Yeah, I love the energy water.
Have you seen that meme where it's like you're listening to really intense music, but you're just like sitting there doing nothing, so you're just like sitting there energetically? It's just like...
I feel like Jake has turned up the echo on certain things to mess with us.
I have not turned up. There's no reverb. Trust me. That sound, that is the sound of, or that's the energy from the cup hitting the table, traveling up through the boom
And
What
through the
time is
spring.
it?
and through the spring.
Right now,
It's 9:30.
11:45.
It's time for you to just
It's adventure time.
float on.
Float on, you insane emerald.
Float on me.
Float on me, float me on, float on me,
I'll be floating.
float on me. Jesus.
Sorry, that hurt everybody's ear.
Sorry, headphone users.
Ear rape at.
Jake's gonna have to like edit a part and just be like, warning, ear rape in 3, 2.
I'll just ADR it. I'll just ADR
What's
it.
the auditory version of like epilepsy flashes?
Oh, that's a good point.
Like strobes? Like, could we set off somebody's...
It makes me wonder. People don't know a lot about epilepsy. Yeah. People don't already know a lot about epilepsy.
I definitely
Why
don't.
can't I say this word?
I'm making
Epilepsy.
insensitive jokes about it.
Epilepsy.
People already don't know a lot about epilepsy, but like, are there audio triggers for epilepsy?
I have no idea.
I wonder.
I don't know if, like, are the triggers strictly visual, do you think?
They might. Well, I mean, it's proven that like flashing lights and all that stuff can cause epilepsy.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not going to say that word again for the rest of the podcast because I can't say it.
What word?
Nice try.
Epileptagon.
Nice try.
Holy fucking balls.
To any of you audio sensitive people at home, we apologize again.
It's a
Feed the
good.
toes, bitch.
Yeah. Why don't we all just? So
My
we
feet
should
are
be.
My
mad
toes are
sweaty.
too cold
To
to
go
be
back
free.
to circle back to
They're like Russians.
Japanese culture, the topic of discussion in the first episode, we could all just take our shoes off and be like real men.
Hey, remember that
Do you guys
time?
wear shoes in your house?
Remember that
I
time?
fucking don't.
I do. Yeah.
Remember that time where I broke a lot of glass down here? That's
Yeah.
why I recommended not taking. your
Never
shoes.
mind. We're gonna not do that.
I'll put the
then.
shoes back on, but the socks can't come back.
I generally wear socks in my house.
How many socks?
Yeah.
And
Sock.
yeah, and socks.
I sometimes wear no socks in my house.
All right, now we have to solve for N to figure out how many socks.
Yeah, and
Nick
socks are
wears.
traveling at 25 miles an hour.
And socks leave the station at 45 miles per hour. Why sock?
At what time
And
will
sock
it...
accelerates up my shaft at 28
Oh, no.
miles per second.
Why are you putting a
squared.
sock up your shaft?
Oh, because I'm jerking off into
No. You said up the shaft.
Well, it rides.
Like, did you stick it
No, he
into
said
your
the
it
urethra?
rides the shaft.
Oh, rides the shaft.
up
6
onto,
inches at a
can't
time on
manage
Kenny's
up
dick.
onto the shaft.
Oh my. Yeah.
Remember the shaft
There's an
from-
implied preposition.
This is rough. This is putting images in my brain I didn't ask for.
Riding my shaft. Which you can see at our private Snapchat coming out soon.
Ride the
Coming
lightning.
soon to DVD and home video.
Oh no.
Coming soon to a Snapchat near you.
Dude, the old school like late 90s, early 2000s DVD fucking ad reels were the best.
And now to our featured
And
presentation.
now for our feature presentation.
Dude, I
It's
get
got like
so
the-
nostalgic.
Oh god, I love it. Is that
the THX thing?
yeah, THX sound. You can't hear pictures. Mr. Krabs' legs.
I love
The
that meme
THX.
that's just like somebody compliments me, and then the THX logo. It's like, yes, I also make that noise when complimented.
All right.
Wait, so if I compliment you right now,
Are you just
you have nice eyes? Oh my
So speaking of openings, going to like the Pixar opening, I want to just like dress up as a lamp and then just punch people in the eye during Halloween.
Wait, you should dress up as a lamp, and I'll dress up as an eye, and you can just like curb stop me.
That would be priceless.
Yeah, then I could get hurt for once instead of Larry.
Group
I mean, you've already punched me in the eye.
Oh, yeah.
group costumes to die for. We'll be all the other letters.
That picture is so fucking loud.
That's a big pitch. Actually,
do have
Larry,
a
do you want to set big pitch on the
non-zero number.
on the
No.
new table?
Halloween
Do it
decorations.
yourself.
Holy fuck!
Sick.
You're closer. Do you want me to get up and
I'll
come
bring
do
over
it?
the skulls.
I
Arms
will.
hurt.
I don't even care.
My arms hurt.
Oh, yeah.
This is heavy.
Hang on.
It's too fucking late, Jacob.
Well, look.
It's already in motion.
You
The
cannot
momentum
stop this.
cannot be stopped.
And now.
Do you want to get this to an
And
official
now
start?
for
yeah.
our feature
I
presentation.
think I'm ready.
Welcome everybody to the OverToasted podcast. Today we are hosting a guest. Would you like to introduce yourself, Mr. Guest?
Hi, I'm Mr. Guest. I'm a recent quitter of weed.
I'm Mr. Guest.
No,
Oh, wait,
what up?
I said his name.
My
gonna
name
say-
is Nick, and I am not quitting the weeds today.
That's your
I'm
whole
actually-
character.
No.
That's the whole of
I
you.
just had to.
That's it. That's all we need to know.
I like to build stupid robots that murder each other, and
And
I
sign
play-
paperwork.
Yeah.
So you can't tell us anything.
Well, I can tell you what's aired on TV.
That's true. But we
Yeah,
can also
so
see
here's
what's there.
I have. Have you?
Yeah, because he's shown me.
Quite spectacular.
It is. Yeah. For those not acquainted, Nick builds BattleBots.
Friday 8 p.m. on Discovery Channel. Self plug. Watch BattleBots.
It's a good time. But
You might
what,
see me.
what can you tell us from like the last season?
So
Like, what did you do? What was your role?
yeah, so I joined up with this team Bots and stuff, which is a bunch of people who knew each other back from the Vex days. Like a ton of people got together, formed this group called Bots and stuff, and then it turned into a BattleBots team. And so the team's actually like in Boston, but we have like CAD in the cloud, so I was able to help design. So I designed the blade of our robot Bloodsport, which is like a 4-foot long steel blade that spins. The tips whip around at like 170 miles an hour. Weighs like 50 pounds. The robot is like 250 pounds. So it's like a fifth of the robot is just weapon. So I designed that, and I got to go out to spend a couple days in Long Beach, with the team competing. And so I actually got to go up into the arena two times with our team. Missed like half a week of school, but like a bunch of stuff got canceled, so it was like a last minute. Caught a Spirit Airlines flight out there, and yeah, it's a pretty awesome experience getting to like go in the arena. I got to operate the arena hammers, the big hammers in the corners. It's like each team gets to control 2 of them.
Did you hit anything?
No, except the ground. Nobody drove under my hammer. Well, except our robot, but I wasn't gonna hit our robot. But
That'd
then
be unfortunate.
But then when they were counting out the other robot, and this has aired, I'm not violating the NDA, but they were like doing a count out because the other robot fucking died, and I was like slamming the hammers in sync with the guy counting, and other than that, we're helping repair the robot, do stuff because it breaks a lot.
It's in battle, so
It's one of those things where like you buy off the shelf like motors and stuff, and it's like this was not designed for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'd have a motor break, and one of the teammates' dads was there, and he was like, "Oh, what a piece of garbage motor that broke! It didn't even work." And we were like, "This was not designed for anything like this." It's like we're asking it to do something completely unreasonable. So, yeah. Repair work and experiencing the event. I don't think TV does justice to like.
yeah, that kind of spectator sport. I mean, it's true of any sport that like the televised versions never captures what it's
Right.
really like to be there.
Well, and this with like the impact,
Especially when
and
it's, like,
the feel.
Fucking robots
Like-
killing each other.
You can hear them. They do a decent job with the audio, but you like the nothing like having that be happening like
In front
30
of you.
feet from you.
Yeah, with nothing but like a big Lexan wall between
Yeah.
you and potential death.
You just like hear the I am toasted. You just like the robots whack into each other at stupid speeds and get thrown across the arena. You just hear this like boom, because like the floor of the arena is like several 1/8-inch layers of steel that are like spaced out in an air gap. So there is a lot of just like reverb under the floor when the robots slam each other. Just boom. It's like a giant. I don't know how to describe it. What to compare it to?
Like a big drum being hit.
Yeah, kind of. Except the drum is like the size of a parking lot.
Is that how big the stadium is? Or
The battle box. It's like a small parking lot. Not a very big
Like
one.
the
But
arena
it's like
itself.
it's like 40 feet square or something. I
Right.
think.
Pretty
I can see
sizable.
that.
I mean, you need the space because they're like 250-pound robots are pretty big. Pretty rotund. Pretty
Yeah.
obese, you might say.
Ours is like an average size. With like the frame is a little small, compared to the other robot because we had to fit it under the weapons on top, and so we had to make sure the robot was as compact as possible. The robot's like a circle, and it's got the circle is like 32 inches, and then the weapon's like 48 inches from the middle. So it goes around all sides of the robot, and the robot just tries to outreach the other robot by having a big weapon that goes around all sides. There's like no angle of attack where you can come at us and have it be good.
Yeah. That weapon design's pretty common though, right? Or is that like kind of?
I mean, there's a few teams that have done it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like Ice Wave. They do it with a big engine on top. Instead, we use Ford brushless motors from a giant drone.
Sweet.
Just swing the weapon.
It's formidable. Yeah. I mean, the spinner's always been like super useful and
Yeah,
pretty,
spinners
pretty,
as
pretty
a
versatile.
concept are pretty common, but there's a bunch of different ways to do them. You can either do it like that, or you can do it like a vertical spinner,
Yeah, like
where
that-
it's spinning upward.
What was that one from a couple years ago when we were all just starting out, like
There was Nightmare.
looking into
Is
it?
the one
Yeah,
that you guys
Nightmare.
liked.
Nightmare was cool.
There's also like Witch Doctor. They do a more compact vertical weapon.
And for each of these competitions, there's like a weight class for the
Yeah.
robots. So you guys were in the heaviest, or were you guys like mid tier?
Well, heavyweight is 250 pounds, which is what the TV robots are. There used to be a super heavyweight class. It was like 340 pounds,
Ugh.
but they were too dangerous. Like the 250-pound ones are safe. No, they put them. It was too dangerous to fight them in the arenas they were in back then, so they got rid of it. And then they had to since upgrade the arenas. They were like, they got by without upgrading the arena for a little bit by just banning the biggest class and then getting rid of it.
and now
Then
that
the
they've
second
upgraded.
biggest class got even more powerful.
Is that why Adam and Jamie off of Mythbusters got banned?
That was okay. So they went to the very first Robot Wars in it was in California somewhere, but they went before there was a proper arena. There was just like a barrier of polycarbonate in front. So it was like a hockey arena, sort of, right? And the robots were fighting. There were some weird ass robots. There was one that was just like a ball that would just roll at you, and there was one that was like a net attached to like a remote control helicopter that was trying to like come down on you. But Adam and Jamie from Mythbusters brought Blendo, which was fucking stupid. Like it was amazing, but also it was just metal as fuck because it had, instead of doing like batteries and y'all are laughing at my F-bombs. Is there a swearing policy on this podcast?
Oh no, you can fucking say whatever you want.
Drop
So-
soft R's.
hard R's only. We just had this
I'm
discussion.
gonna-
Fuck no, dude.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna
no.
avoid that one.
All right,
Um,
that's a fair way to go about
I'm
it.
not gonna touch that with a 39.5-foot pole. So anyway,
Amen.
so they brought Blendo, which like you'd think, okay, battle robot, you're gonna have some like batteries and motors. No, none of that, except for the starter motor for their giant lawnmower engine, which spun a metal shell around the edge of the robot. And we talk about big spinners casually today, but this is the first time anyone had seen something like this. So they didn't design the arena around it or anything, and they went in and spun up this shell, and they didn't even have motors on their wheels either. They used like clutches. They had like a bunch of clutches coming off this spinner motor, and then they would just like close them when they wanted to drive. And so their one engine was just powering the entire robot. And then the thing spun up to some ridiculous speed for the arena it was in, and it hit a piece of shrapnel out of the box and like almost hit somebody with it. And they weren't like several hundred miles an hour spinners back then, even with an engine like that, but it was enough where they were like, okay, we'll give you the trophy if you just stop.
Please.
Like we'll call you co-champion with whoever actually wins if you agree not to fight again.
And following into that, what was the verdict they made with Phantom 2 when we went to that one tournament where you guys ended up breaking?
Oh yeah.
The actual-
So I also compete in the 3-pound weight class. That's kind of how I got into this. And I have a much smaller, very similar design robot. And I went to a tournament down in Livonia. Nice event. These little underground events are kind of small, generally run by like a few people. And there was this 13-year-old kid and his parents were running this event with an arena they bought from this club down in Ohio that just built a new arena. So this is their old one. So this arena is kind of old. And it's made of like 1/4-inch polycarbonate or 1/8-inch polycarbonate or whatever. Different thicknesses. They actually had 2 layers. And the outer layer was 1/4-inch and the inner layer was 1/8-inch. And in one of the fights, I fought another big spinner and we launched each other into the walls. And since my blade goes all the way around the edge of the robot, that means it hit the wall. And it shattered the inner layer of the arena in like 3 or 4 places as it bounced around. And so I broke the arena. And then me and that bot were actually tied for like in the standings because we done like a round robin. And then
A round robin.
Yeah, it's like everybody plays everybody.
Okay.
There weren't that many bots, but
Like a rumble.
yeah.
Just a
And so our
robo
records
brawl.
were tied, except they didn't feel safe having us fight again without being able to repair the arena because it was they had a time constraint. They were like, we could have you fight without weapons, and I was willing to, and the other team wasn't. And so because I won the previous match during the round robin phase, I got the bye in the final tiebreaker and then won by breaking the arena.
Yeah, I was recording the video. I was actually streaming it, and I watched back the video, and a small piece like flew within inches of my head. I was like, "Yeah, that could have been bad."
Like shrapnel past your face.
yeah, like you
It was
could
just
see
a
it come
piece-
like right next to the camera, and then
It-
just go past my head.
It was a piece of like cutting board stuff from the other robot
Okay,
that
now you're still alive.
my robot launched it at like 200 miles an hour.
I don't have the best.
And there
luck.
was I guess a gap in like the roof where they have this giant door that they swing up in the roof of the arena to get the robots out. And I guess there was a gap between like the part that opens and the part that doesn't. Just big enough for this little particle of cutting board stuff that that it went right past Larry's head. So we told them, and I think they added like some padding in between them or something.
Every year's a new improvement.
Yeah.
Gotta learn, or people die.
Sometimes it takes people dying to learn.
Yeah,
At
it's
the third
common.
event, there was a robot that
Unfortunately.
broke. So they had these
One
trap
Nick Nolan
doors.
gotta crack a few eggs.
They had these trapdoors under the arena, which other events they have like more arena around the trapdoor, but no, it's just there's a hole in the robot falls in like the last minute. So you just like open it and hope the robot falls in the trash can that's under it, so it doesn't kill anyone. But there's like airspace in between them, where if something was like flying out, yeah. So already sketchy. And then there was a
Sorry,
robot.
Where is this at, real quick?
This was in Livonia at the Livonia Civic Library.
This is in the library. Wait, what?
Yeah, this just was like one of the back rooms they had in their library.
Yeah,
Just fucking imagine the librarian just sneaks in there. It's like, shh, please stop.
let's have a robot fight in a public library.
That's great.
Yeah, so we posted a video on our YouTube channel of like the robot murdering some soda cans or something. And then we posted like coming to a public library near you.
This is a
Wait, was that the video in the box?
Yes.
Yeah, the one I took.
Yeah, there was that one. We also posted that one. That was earlier.
Oh yeah, that was like an early prototype, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was the same robot.
Yeah,
But it was
it was still being worked on. It's pretty cool though. Proof of concept.
yeah. So there are my stories of robot fighting escapades.
It's good times.
It's funny as fucking shit.
There was also one time when the blade on my little robot like just fell off while it was spinning and launched out off the robot. So the blade just ricocheted into the arena wall. And there's in the video, there's like a little girl with her face right by that part of the wall, and it bounces off the wall, so it was fine. You know, that was in a safe arena. But the girl just like jumped back because this
Giant fucking
it
metal
would've-
blade.
yeah, I mean it's only like half a pound, but I think it's like
Oh,
a
at the
foot
time, yeah.
long. Yeah, that was the 3-pounder. But like there's like a foot long piece of metal, just like shooting off at you.
She's probably got a little bit. She probably gets the shakes every time she sees like a lawnmower or something.
Like PTSD.
Yeah, a little bit of. It's like a
Just gets
flashback
the
every now and then.
1,000-yard stare and like the Vietnam flashbacks
Yeah.
when dad's out mowing the lawn.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what happens.
It's so funny pausing the videos though and looking at people's faces. The robots will be like flying, they'll be like hitting the top of the arena or like just suspended in midair, and you look at the people's faces and they're just like, ah.
and that's like and that's still the lightweight stuff. That's not even the.
Yeah, that's the 3-pounders.
And you see probably even more fun reactions.
There
during
was, like-
during the big boys.
There was this one video where like one of the 3-pounders rips the other one in half and like sprays bits all over the arena, and then like the look of one of the women in the audience is just like pure horror.
She's
Dude,
thinking of
come
her
to
Roomba.
BattleBots.
She's thinking of her Roomba at home. Just like, not my baby.
The purest form of robot fighting is taping knives on Roombas.
Yeah.
I would have to say my favorite
Home Defense
BattleBot.
101.
My favorite BattleBot would be CraveBot.
Yes, the Crave Monster.
The Crave Monster is an amazing BattleBot that just consists of a Crave cereal box that's been hooked up, and so it looks like it has
the robot's made of
jaws.
like poster board.
Yeah, and it just like opens and closes. And then didn't he make mini Crave bots at one point?
Yes, we had like a swarm of them running around, and they just like eat you and then drop you in the trapdoor.
Some other honorable mentions: King Googly. Just a robot with just a giant googly.
It would just like hug you. It had like these big like wedges on the side to bring them around. It was supposed to like scoop you up and then drop you, but it was just like it was hugging you. So it was just like this giant like 5-inch googly eye swerving around the arena and then trying to hug you to death. And it actually won a fight,
You will suffer my embrace.
but then I had to tear it in half. It
You
was-
want more?
It actually,
Oh, yeah.
I asked him if he wanted to get hit again, and he was like, yes. I was like,
After you
all
already
right.
clearly
I
damaged it.
crave death.
And then there were just bits
crave the sweet
sprayed all
release.
over the arena because his robot was held together with like just little plastic things that stuck off of a servo.
He's good.
I really like the one of the Count from Sesame Street. Oh my fucking
Where he like
God.
breathes fire.
Yeah. It's like a coffin, and then like a puppet of the Count from Sesame Street pops out, and then it starts shooting fire.
Is that
But
the
it
pine
can't do
box?
anything, so it gets fucking annihilated.
Yeah, that was in one of the events. It's not the TV show, but they had it one of the big heavyweight events.
So another thing we're planning on doing is like bringing up movies and just getting super toasted in like Mystery Theater 3000 and the hell out of them.
Yes. You ever like blink really fast and pretend you're in one of those like slow, like silent black and white films
Yes.
where the frame rate is so bad you can just like blink?
No, my blinking is lining up with Kearney's eyes weirdly, so I was seeing with his eyelids.
That's tripping me out. Can I be real with you guys for a second?
Yeah.
No.
I've been like the highest I've been in months just now.
Oh wow.
Same.
I'm not that bad.
I think I'm tapering off a bit, but I was like,
I mean, I just haven't
Holy
been high in
shit.
months. I didn't partake in any of that legal European weed, which I
Oh,
probably should have. I
dude.
was like a mile from the Netherlands.
I'm fucking itching to go back to like a legal state with dispensaries. Because the last time I was in when I wasn't 21, it fucking sucked ass.
They had dispensaries in the Netherlands. I was like a short bus ride away from the Netherlands. I actually went there by accident. I got on the wrong
That's
bus, and it was just like welcome to Vals, and I was like, that's not a German sounding town, and it was not. I was in the Dutch village. So anyway, but they have like they call them coffee shops that are just dispensaries. So people would ask me like, have you gone to a coffee shop? And I was like, I don't really drink coffee, and they were like,
Well, they probably have both there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that like? Can you like put weed into liquid? Have like
Ye-
weed coffee?
So
Wrinkle
I've been
pulse?
working on that for a while actually. Your boy's been working shit out with weed coffee, but essentially, like for
Dabbling with
THC to
dab
bind to
coffee.
something, it has to have a fat source because it's not water soluble. So like,
Could you make me weed hot cocoa?
yes, very
But you
easily.
get like a fat source from milk, right?
Yeah, I've been trying to infuse heavy whipping cream with it, by which I mean I did it once and it didn't really kind of work.
Are you saying we could have edible pumpkin pie with whipped cream?
Theoretically,
Halloween.
Edible whipped cream is probably in that same category. We could also put weed in the pumpkin pie. I'm so like afraid of putting weed in anything that's like a cake or a pie because there's just so much of it at that point. I'm like,
Yeah,
this is
there's
an
a temptation to
untamed
just
wilderness
Eat
of
more.
terrifying daydreams.
It's like I've lost my train of thought.
My train of thought's about a quarter mile off the track.
Infinity Train.
I want to watch that because like
It's
I
such a
haven't
good
seen
show.
Over the Garden Wall, but it looks cool.
Road Train.
What?
Infinity Road Train. Nana got Infinity Road Train.
But okay, so to go back to the pumpkin pie though, so I got like when I was in like 5th grade, the night before the first day of school, I was like excited about fall, so we had a pumpkin pie, and then I like ate a lot of pumpkin pie. I don't know if there was some spice in there, but I had some weird ass dreams that night. And at one point, I just like got up. I wasn't like sleepwalking or anything. I was like semi-conscious, but I had no memory or idea of what I was doing. I just like went downstairs and I was like, "Time for breakfast." And my mom was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know." I also like barely remember any of this, like so vague. But like my mom swears that it happened, so and I have a vague memory. And I just like sat in the living room and just like stared at the ceiling for a hot sec, and then I tried to go back to bed, but my mom was like, "Oh, maybe you should sleep down here."
So she can monitor you.
Yeah.
My youngest sister is, both of them actually have sleptwalked.
That's the closest I've come. I was like awake because I can remember some things, but it was like, I don't know.
One of my siblings, like, we were sleeping at my grandma's house, and she sleptwalked, got out of her bed, and got in the other side of my bed. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I immediately exited that bed because miss me with that gay shit. But, like, she has no memory of this happening, and all I remember is, like, waking up, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here?
How loud is this?
It's noticeable.
It is very
is
noticeable.
That wasn't as much.
Really?
No.
Hey,
Right
Larry,
next to the mic.
that King Crimson record is really, really good.
Their later shit's even like way better.
Yeah? Really?
Recommend checking that shit out.
All right. I'm kind of hung up on this one, but like, ultimately, that'd be a good idea. I'm a fan of the new Tool album.
I am also a fan of the new 12 album.
Fucking hot takes over here.
Whoa, whoa.
You would think, because every time I go online, it's like people are fucking retarded for liking Tool and the new album.
I have
Like,
no
whoa.
opinion on the Tool album.
Good.
I haven't heard it.
What's your baseline on Tool?
Like,
Schism?
I don't know. I don't know what my baseline is.
No, I mean yeah. We haven't forced you to listen to enough of it, have we?
No.
Okay.
I have no.
Who
The
was
only
it?
one I remember was the deviled eggs one.
Oh, dear, I've also.
dear.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's like indicative of the majority of their music.
It is kind of funny though.
Well, I've now heard that I can remember. I've heard that one, and I've now today heard Maynard's Dick.
Oh yes, yes. So you've heard two
Also
of like the
not
most.
completely indicative of their music.
What a thing. So yeah, Nick is totally indifferent and neutral, which is probably a good place to be honestly right now because they're pretty divisive at the moment.
I know I've heard Tool, but can't tell you anything other than those two songs. What
So-
I thought of it.
I think the problem people have is that they're like super fans, like people who are legitimately just assholes about being fans of Tool, and they try to force it on the people.
Well, speaking of that, I have
Me circa middle school.
Me circa high school.
I have a poem which is a review of the new album that
Oh my.
someone made,
Okay, let's do this.
and it's to the rhythm and tune of Lateralis.
Jesus.
Chugs and triple lits in drop D. Is that all you need to be famous and make money? Junk philosophies, DMT. All the songs sound the same, or at least I imagine. Polyrhythms in Figerian, preachy lyricist, fuck that cunt. Over listening, preachy fanboys crying. Do you know what Maynard makes good wine? Dithering and on a mission to test the bounds of fans' trust. Feed them bills. They've missed their moment. Just release some shit this time. Toms and tablas constantly. Is that all you need? As a drummer to break the scene, Kit needs one more piece. Gongs ain't cheap. There are heaps of songs that are in need of a sick chime tree, China's Splash, kick drum number 3, and so we're selling overpriced deluxe editions to fund Danny's gear addiction. Want a cheap CD? Well, too bad. Overwriting, math needs analyzing, meter is 11 over pi. Delithering on a mission to explore bounds of fans' trust, crowds dispersed and all gone home before they stumbled across the line. Reaching out to insatiable fandoms will speak in hyperbole about anything the band's done. I'll embrace my desire to show people schism, then be rejected, then understand the irony and weep like a cuckold, yet still be inspired to spurt praise in showers as if it's my duty to sermonize my mountains. They're so inspiring. Swing on the spiral, dude. Scream like a child. Show your stupidity. Waste of a human.
Oh my God.
Despite the fact you've heard these sounds a million times or more, I've found the band's message has not sunk in. Appreciation deep as skin. You're reaching, sure, but still without the wherewithal to figure out. The bag of tricks is running thin. The breadcrumb trail is folding in. Finding ground where none's been. Finite returns diminishing. Not spiraled out, but spiraled in. 13 years of pure jargon. At least it's out. Stop moaning.
What was this?
This is a poetic review of the new Tool album,
With the exact lyrical phrasing from Lateralis by Tool,
which is,
probably their most popular.
I don't know.
No, it's not.
Schism's probably the most popular.
They gave the album a 3.5, so they did not just say it was terrible. This is out of 5.
Yeah.
It's a 3.5 out of 5, so they didn't say it was straight terrible. Yet they still were able to like push and make fun of the fans and all their other bullshit.
Yeah. No,
I
that's
just think
good.
that took like a lot of effort to write. And
That's
I
pretty
commend
solid.
that.
I appreciate that guy. I appreciate that.
Weep
review.
like a cuckold.
These people exist, and they make me want to cry.
It's funny, but it's also, yeah, you know. But that's the thing. You don't want to be. This is why I have a problem with super fans. Like, it's cool to be passionate about something, but then it gets to a point where you're like, hey, if you don't like the thing I like, then you're fucking less than human. It's like, okay.
You mean all the Taylor Swift fans right now?
Yeah. Although, okay, that is legitimately really funny.
You're all creepy pedophiles because we don't like that music.
It's hysterical that they're like just
I mean, yeah,
actually
they're
they're
half right.
actually weeping because Tool came back for just to drop an album that not many people actually like. I think it's fine.
But yet it's still outsold more than Taylor Swift.
Yeah, exactly. You know, even a bad Tool album is better than any Taylor Swift album.
Like 90% of the comments on any
Hot
of the
take.
Not a
posts.
bad Tool album.
Well, no, but it's widely considered to be their worst.
Oh.
I just mean like generally speaking. I think it's fine. I do agree that it's not their best, but I don't think it's
I think it's
Do you think
Somewhere
after so
between-
long you were expecting it to be?
No, I
A
was
lot more?
expecting it to be about what it was when it came out. I got exactly what I expected, so I wasn't even
I
disappointed.
expected it to be like the fifth album, but different, and that's kind of what it was.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah, it's
The fourth album.
It's well, because 10,000 Days is the fourth album, right?
Yeah.
So like,
It is
yeah,
the fifth album.
it's
Fourth
what I
album.
expected. It's got some good
Fifth
songs
body
on
of
there. It's got some songs I don't really care for,
I think that's like every Tool album though.
Yeah.
There's always like
well, no, I mean, I
patches
say
that I'm like, I don't really care that this
like
exists.
like
Mantra.
basically all the interstitial tracks are usually songs that are like, okay, fine, I get it, but like
So,
it's not really important.
What's your favorite track off the album?
Descending,
100%.
That's
Also my
Descending's a
favorite.
fucking.
I
It's not a
don't know.
banger, but you know.
it
Calling
is. Oh, shut your
Voices-
mouth! It's a banger. It's
Calling
great.
Voices
slow to
is
be a
also
banger.
Calling Voices
really
is
great
solid.
as
Yeah,
well.
I like that song. I mean, like, so I got a hierarchy. I think I listed it. I like Descending, Calling Voices, Invincible. What was the fourth one? Numa. I like Numa.
Numa's
I know
good.
that's not a popular opinion. Apparently, some people didn't like
I thought
Numa.
people-
I fucking
Numa
like
was
I
Numa.
saw a lot of
good.
people saying Numa was the best.
Really?
Yeah. It's either Numa or Tempest is what I keep seeing.
Tempest, I see. I don't get the appeal of Tempest. Like, it sounds like their older stuff a little bit. It gave me Enema vibes a little
me a
bit,
while.
or Anima or whatever.
It's pretty. That whole album is pretty spacey, which I think is why people don't like it.
I don't give a shit. I don't care. I think
I've
it's.
seen it as,
I
like,
think
boring.
it's exactly what I expected from two albums. And seeing both Invincible and Descending live really kind of kicked those up into the like. Okay, I appreciate these. Plus, the way they riffed on the live versions was a little bit different. I went back and listened because I recorded the solo in Descending at the concert, and I went back and compared the studio version to the live version, and I think the live version fucking slaps. I love
The
that.
live version is
Yeah.
great.
It was so good to listen to that. But I did you kind of miss out on like some of the lyrics, which albeit they are pretty like out there to the point where I'm not 100% sure exactly what's being said. Anyway, like even though I hear what he's saying, I'm like, I don't really know what you're getting at here, Maynard, but like I think it sounds great. I don't know.
The part I liked about like the live version when we saw it in Chicago was like while Danny was playing and there Adam Jones starts in on that first part of the solo and then Danny's just going wild on the drums, not really in tempo with him. And then the second time around, Danny hits the gong and keeps going. He just slams it with his elbow. He
Yeah.
doesn't he's just going he just like full force just slams back with his elbow. But then the studio recording, I also like right before that whole big solo moment, there's a part where Adam Jones like actually puts some like harmonies on his guitar parts, which I thought were super fucking cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's so many like the way that they do live performances are just fantastic, man. Like I'm glad we got to see him. Even though it was a festival and they were the last act and we had to wait through like fucking 9 hours of shit we didn't care about just to get to that point was
I think the only band that was like legitimately no.
Gojira was pretty solid. I even
Black
like
Dahlia
Gojira.
Murder. I think
Black Dahlia Murder was
I like that set.
Yeah.
I guess Gojira was really good too.
The
The Cult was.
They were the best
fine.
band there.
cult was the best thing about the whole festival.
Yeah,
Fuck
you
off.
guys are cunts and don't have energy. Fuck you. We want to see
They were
Tool.
so upset that no one
I
gave a shit
don't
about their
know.
act.
My parents don't even know who the fuck you are. I certainly don't.
I
from
brought
the
their name
60s
up
ass.
to one of my coworkers and saying that they played right before Tool and that they were pissed at us for not having energy. It's like they still exist.
Yeah, exactly. And it's probably the first major gig they played in a long time, which is I thought that was the best part. That and everyone continuing Country Roads when they were playing it between
That
sets.
was so good.
And they just cut it off, and everyone kept singing anyway.
That was wholesome.
That made
so wholesome.
that made the night for me. I remember that and like the entirety of Tool's set because it was great. Yeah.
I
But yeah, the
remember
new album's good.
listening to it.
The new album's good. I think it's fine. It's Tool. Like even if it's bad, it's good because they make like the playing is fine, the performance is good. Everything sounds pretty solid. I enjoy listening to it. So for me, it's like a solid. I like it out of 10.
Have you ever had a song, like heard a song you really liked where the first time you heard it was hearing it live?
In this case,
Descending.
yeah, I would say Descending. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
for real.
Both the two songs they played.
Yeah,
on
both
was
of the
very
songs that
nice,
Tool
too.
played. But if we're talking about the first time you hear a song is live because you maybe didn't know the entire artist's back catalog prior to seeing them in person, I really don't go to shows unless I know the band pretty well. I think the only
What
time
about like Chemist?
Chemist was probably the only one I didn't, and even then, like I didn't retain much from it. I
Yeah.
enjoyed the show. I thought it was fucking awesome. They rocked. It was great.
I
And you were into it, so I'm like, I'm cool with this. Plus, I was a little drunk, so it was
So
was
kind
gonna say same thing when we went and saw Tomb Mold.
yeah.
Like I'd never listened to any of their music at all.
But
And what
see,
it
with these kind of artists, it's basically like Kearney likes a band, and he's like, "Hey, we need to go see these guys." And I'm like, "I mean, sure. I'm not doing anything on a Saturday night, so why not?" So then we go, but Otherwise, most of the live shows I've been to have been like this year and last year, and it's all just been people I already know. So, to answer your question, no, not except for very very recently, but that's only because the album hadn't come out yet. Otherwise, we would have heard it. Yeah. So, what's yours with that?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't been to that many shows. I've been to like we went to that Trans-Siberian Orchestra show
Oh yeah,
all together. And I guess I hadn't heard like their newer show. I mean, they do like a whole new show. That's just
they do a whole
music
thing,
of
like,
that
every time. It's always like a continuous like it's like a well, I mean the one we went to was a Hallmark Channel thing, so it was a little sappy, but it was entertaining and they play well. So, but some of their stuff, Kearney, I was just thinking the Chevelle concert, where Bush played and they were better than Chevelle, which was kind of fun for me, to witness. I was like, oh, that's interesting, but also the like Sound of Winter, like we'd never really heard it, and then
I had listened to that song a fuck ton. That's why I was really excited.
Prior to the concert,
yeah,
I hadn't.
I sang the entire thing
at all. Yeah, I hadn't at all. But like every other song they played was just like their top 6 songs or whatever.
That album has about as many good songs as 16th Stone.
Yeah, 16th Stone is.
It's like 80% of their good songs are on those 2 albums.
Interesting. All right. I haven't heard the
I'm
rest.
not a fucking big fan of Bush.
Me neither.
Most of the material's really bad.
I agree. Yeah, most of their albums are trash, but like they've got some pretty solid like
songs.
Okay, songs.
Yeah.
I mean, Glycerine's overplayed, but I still love that shit.
Yeah.
But like I've never been to I've never gotten to go to a show yet for a band that I was like really into and knew all their songs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's like TSO. I knew like a fair number of their songs, and I was just like, oh, it's an event, we have to go, right?
Yeah.
But like other than that, I've only ever been like taken to the odd show like with my family to see a band my parents like, and they're good, but I'm not like that into that style of music.
That's fair.
So I'm interested to see what the experience of is of going to a concert of songs that you know already.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun. It's still fun if you go with somebody who knows the material and actually is really into it. Like me going with Kearney the Chemist or Larry going with Kearney the Tomb Mold, all that fun stuff.
I don't know any of the lyrics to like Tomb Mold songs, but
I mean,
because you can't hear them, but that's besides.
I know like 2 lines from each song just because it's the one part where I'm like,
and it's not necessarily lyrics. It's just like the familiarity from just knowing the tune, the beat, you know.
But yeah, that's an interesting. It's like an interesting thing. Like, is it better to experience it live the first time and have the spectacle, or is it better to already?
I think it's better to know.
Absolutely not.
I think it's better to know the background because otherwise you're just kind of bored. It's like going to the best analogy I can think for that is like when we were kids, we'd have to go to baseball games from like scouts or something, and it would just be boring beyond reason because it's like city teams, so unless you follow baseball already, you're like, I don't really give a shit about any of this. And being a person like me who didn't follow it period or any baseball, I was like, I'm bored out of my skull. But if I had like any prior knowledge or cared at all about baseball, it's the same kind of concept. Like, oh, I would be more into this. Like I'd watch and be like actually entertained because I know what's going on. Same thing with music concerts. Like if you don't really know what's going on or don't really know the music, you're like, all right, this sounds kind of cool. Like you might like it, but you're hearing it for the first time, so you're more analyzing. You're not enjoying. That's the way I see it. Like that's how I was when I was at like.
Dude, the lug nuts is so fucking boring.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, it's also like the lug nuts are boring generally because it's a fucking city team and they're not great.
Go nuts.
But you go because it's a thing to do.
You go because you're in the band and you bought a ticket, whether you like it or not.
Yep. I mean,
and
not me. I wasn't in band. But
no, I went for other reasons.
You guys went for the band thing. I went for other reasons. Like.
God, I saw them like 9 times, I think.
Yeah.
That's
did
like
they win a game?
9 times 6 hours of my life completely fucking wasted.
No. Did they ever win a game?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen them win either.
I know Nick hasn't, and he's seen them at like almost as many, if not more.
Yep.
Hey, but at least it was fireworks.
I just love how they get a whole stadium of people chanting like nuts, nuts, nuts. It's just like, oh,
if I ever have to go there again, I'll just chant testicles.
It's like the child in me from being a young person at those games. It's like, They said nuts.
It's like just one guy in like one of the press boxes up there, like balls.
They really okay. So they need to get rid of their They need to get rid of their mascot, Big Lug. Hot take, because
What's wrong with Big Lug? You don't like the giant purple creepy dinosaur?
no, it's because he's not D's nuts.
Oh
You need your
God.
mascot for the lug nuts to be D's nuts.
Oh no.
Is that like trademark? Do you think?
What, D's nuts?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
Maybe
bet
there
it's
was
not. I bet
there
we
was
could trademark it.
D's nuts running for Congress.
That was a trademark.
You could, if they had a campaign, they could trademark it.
I'm so let down by that.
That was in like, was it 2016?
No,
What?
I mean like you saying that they need to make the mascot D's nuts is
Oh.
just like crippling for whatever reason. My soul aches now. Thank you.
They should do it and then just pretend they have no idea. Totally be like, nope. I've
I mean, the
never
kids,
seen that before.
children don't care. They're just like nuts.
Parents are like uncomfortable, but will go with the crowd ultimately.
That's true. They'll be like, I mean, hey, if everybody else is doing it. Oh, Kearney, I was just thinking the other day, this just popped into my head. I don't know why, but I was like, well, if your friends jumped off a cliff, would you do it too? And then I realized, like, yeah, I have, and I would, because we did that.
Oh yeah. No, our friend
And
jumped
it was-
off a cliff and we.
And it was all peer pressure. It was like, come on, you pussy, you gonna jump off the cliff or what? I'm like, I guess. I mean,
I
I'm
got
here.
peer pressured into it, then I peer
Yeah.
pressured you into doing
Yeah, it
it.
was great.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can answer that question
This
honestly
isn't
now.
jumping off cliffs, it's jumping off of cliffs that will probably likely lead to your death.
But they don't specify. But I don't know. It popped into my head. I thought it was funny. I was like, yeah, I would, because then I could say that and just throw them off a little bit and actually be honest. Like I don't have to lie.
And then they're not prepared with a response. right?
Exactly. So you get to throw them off, and you're
They
like,
expect that to end the conversation, and then you're just like, yes, and they're like, what
Like you're
am
angry-
I meant
like you're
to do
angry
with
dad.
this information?
The only
It's just a
problem is I
dumb
don't have
thing
like,
to like control a conversation with.
Yeah.
It's like that's not fucking comparable to like 90% of other situations. Well, okay, it probably is, but like every time that comes up, I'm like, I think this is different because of reasons A, B, and C.
well, it depends on the power structure of the conversation, like who's legitimately in control.
Me and my dad. My dad's in control.
Yeah, exactly. Or like you and a boss, and they're just reaming into you like they're your dad.
Except with the boss, they want mindless obedience.
Yeah. I mean, so do your parents to an extent. I mean, arguing with them is always kind of a
Well, but
pain
the whole
for
if your
them.
friends jumped off a cliff thing is supposed to be like, think about your actions. Don't just follow what other people want you to do.
Oh
And so
yeah,
then
it's
just
my,
like,
so in that specific scenario, yeah, they would be like, yeah, just be a lemming.
if your boss told you to do this thing, would you do it?
I mean, if I want money, yeah.
Probably.
If your boss told you to jump off a cliff,
Maybe not my boss. 'Cause
How
I
deep
don't
is the
respect
cliff?
or care about. Like when people say it's friends, it's like I actually like respect and care about my friends. But when it's your boss, it's like I don't have the same feeling for you though. So like no.
but that's what I'm gonna teach my kids is don't just do what your boss says. Start a union.
Starting. Just don't say it too loudly so they don't catch on.
Right.
You don't want them to quell the rebellion before it begins.
Recently at the place where I work, someone wrote, "We need a union," like on inside all of the toilets in both the men's and women's restroom and all like the truckers' restrooms. Don't know who it was.
Do you need a union?
No, we're good.
Officially. On the record. No,
not
we're
a-
fine. We're
you're
fine.
Not a
I swear.
scab, are you,
It's
Jerry?
everything's fine.
You're not a scab, are you?
No, I'm good.
Hey, in fairness, the unions when they did come about, like as good as good-hearted and with all good intentions as they were, they did get overrun by the mob pretty fucking fast.
Yeah, but we don't have the mob anymore.
Yes, we do. What are you talking about? You think the mob just goes away? Who
Do
do you think keeps the casinos going? I mean, the
Indians?
Native Americans, but also like
The mob.
the mob.
I thought
It's a great way to
seriously.
transfer mass amounts of money while
Yeah.
being under a guise.
The like organized crime
There
hasn't
is no
disappeared.
mob. There is only the bourgeoisie.
Oh God.
Overthrow your bourgeoisie taskmasters.
No, it's the mafia.
The mafia.
My favorite thing is the robot mafia from Futurama.
Oh yeah.
Like the one where they get like the gunfight in outer space with the robot mafia. And Bender's like shooting a gat out the window. Or I think that's something else.
Slow down. Oh shit. Who?
I might be thinking of
I'll shoot
I might be
Hitler
thinking
out
of
the
Family
window.
You your continued existence is disrespecting me. The robot mafia, just like
He's flashing his cash again.
Speaking of Futurama, my favorite episode is where they implant a bomb inside a Bender, and the only way it'll go off is if he says, "Bite my shiny metal ass." But he like makes up so many different ways just to say that one phrase. It's absolutely
also they were
hilarious.
negotiating with like ball aliens. So he's just like, these balls are making me testy.
Oh my.
And then he was
I just realized I need to watch more Futurama.
and then he was like,
Oh,
"You
that
guys,"
show is so
the
great.
trigger was specifically ass. He was like, they were like, "What are Bender's most likely words?" And they were like, "Bite, my, shiny, daffodil," and then finally the most likely word is ass. So they're trying to get him to trigger it with ass. And then he was like making so many references. He was like, "You guys are a real pain in the lower back, that whole region."
I remember the end of that episode where like I think they ended up like changing the word that would set off the bomb, and he's like, "Oh, what is it?" He keeps trying to guess, and like right before the credits roll, he goes, "Antiquing," and then the ship blows up. It's like a canonical death or some shit. I don't know.
Another great episode is where they all like get together to play D&D.
Oh yeah, he's like
Bender gets
Titanius
the
Angle-Smith.
Yeah, Bender gets the imagination.
And then they get like stuck inside his D&D dream, and it's like a Lord of the Rings parody with like Frodo.
It's always those
And-
episodes that are like really get to you, like when Bender has to get an upgrade to be compatible with the new robot.
Oh man.
And they that show threw a lot of unexpected feels at you. Just like, oh yeah, Fry's dog waited for him after he disappeared for
Oh yeah, that.
many years.
Oh god.
The dog episode. Also the one with the 7-leaf clover or whatever, where Fry was like, my brother Yancey was the first person on Mars, and also he renamed himself after me and stole my clover or whatever, and he was mad. And then he found out that it was his brother's son who was named after him, didn't steal his name, and then ended up going to Mars. And it was like he like dug up like the dude's grave. The gravestone was like Philip J. Fry, named for his uncle. You know, we love you or whatever, because Fry like disappeared.
Oh my god.
And then he was like, oh, so I've been angry at my brother who actually just like named his son after me, and then the son was the first person on Mars. So they just like drop this on you, and then Fry is like, I don't want my 7-leaf clover anymore, and leaves it with the dude's grave.
Meanwhile, you're bringing up that whole situation. The only thing my mind can think of is the thing longer.
So that's what life would be like if I invented the thing longer.
A man can dream, though. A man can dream. Where it's all just a function of the what if machine.
That show goes in so many different angles just because it can. And it works so well.
Do you remember the one where they were anime? Anime Futurama.
Then there's the
I'm
whole
unfamiliar.
nibbler sequence.
Oh yeah, where Fry was with the person with like faulty brain waves, and so he had to save the universe from the fault of the giant brains.
And then Bender becomes the wear car.
That was
Just
a good
an
one.
obvious mockery of the old movie Rubber.
Oh, I thought movies were like 2006 or something. Or 4.
Rubber is about the tire that rolls
Yeah.
around and murders people.
It's
isn't it?
early 2000s for
It's like
sure.
the telekinetic tire or something.
Yeah. Blows people's heads up and stuff.
I still haven't watched that movie, and I want to.
I know we've seen so much about it, and none of us have ever seen it.
Yeah.
Wait, have any of you ever seen it? Well, you haven't, and
I haven't.
But You guys,
Rubber?
Yeah.
Rubber.
Yeah.
I've seen reviews of
No.
it.
Oh, okay. So
I've seen a trailer.
None of us have seen it. Maybe that's on the
I think
list.
you,
now.
Steven, and I were gonna watch it at one point.
Yeah.
And then we didn't.
Well, we're gonna have to now.
Yep.
So it's on the list.
Let's get it done.
Tally it up.
Pitter patter.
Let's get it.
Oh yes.
I'm dying inside.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm moving really fast right now.
So you're going. You're
Yeah.
good. Everyone, you're good too.
I feel like I'm coming down and going up at the same time.
Yeah, you're.
I don't
It
What's,
keeps
understand.
like
what's going on
rolling
with
around,
you?
Like
I feel like I'm in a ray.
earlier, I was just sitting there and like laughing audibly at my own jokes, and I was like, I probably just look like a retard. It's because I am.
Oof.
I really, really like the word retarded.
I have mixed feelings on the word retarded.
I see.
as well, you should.
That word creates a visual image that has nothing to do with the kind of people it was created for. In my brain, that makes like perfect sense for the people it conjures an image of.
Kearney, what is this image?
Usually moronic drunk people.
Oh, so like us on any given day
Yeah.
or night.
See, as
don't
me
drink.
me as an autistic person, I have a complicated relationship with that word. I was like, there was one point after watching like the edgy Rick and Morty episode where they were like, I'm not disparaging the mentally differently abled or whatever, and I was like, weird, nuanced, both progressive and regressive take. Not that I'm supposed to be thinking this hard about Rick and Morty, but I was like, oh, I want to use it more and reclaim it, but like, I don't know. People who have maybe more challenges than I do hear it, and it really, like, hits a nerve. So like, I never felt that super like offended by it, but I'm like, I should stand closer to the people who I have more in common with than just general other people.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like to err on the side of being more sensitive to things.
And on the flip side of that, it is, it's just like we were talking about earlier. It's just words. It's only got as much power as you give it.
Right. But
yeah,
that's
there's a lot of
process,
of
where
connotation.
someone, it might be related to some kind of trauma,
Mhm.
which often I think what it is, and they, that's a lot more. That's a lot more to them in their mind than
Yeah, and it's better to blanket.
using a different word is to you.
Yeah, it's better to blanket, like, just don't say it than saying, well, it's contextual. I just figure out whether or not I can say it around this person, then say it anyway. Like, or just don't say it.
Yeah, I'm like
Like,
a context where I would say it's okay. It's like if they're trying to make a point about it.
Yeah, if you're trying to use it in like an academic sense, but
Not
to,
that I'm
to
like
deconstruct it. But generally speaking, like just using it willy nilly, also kind of it's like people throwing on the word Nazi. Or
I mean, there's other cases of things like dumb. They used to refer to mute people.
yeah,
And now it just means like you're kind of stupid.
yeah. But then there's also like, well, I mean, like the word idiot
So maybe
was
in time,
like a word based in the eugenics. Like
Yeah.
people with IQ of what was like less than 56 or something like that, and they were meant to be killed. So like,
oh,
yeah, there's other words like that are worse. I mean, like historically speaking, they're worse. But they're so low on the totem pole now, just because of, I guess, years of misuse.
did you know that the
Yeah.
Judge Rotenberg Center currently uses electroshock therapy on autistic people?
I did not know that.
Where?
The Judge Rotenberg Center.
Where's that?
I'm a little fuzzy, but it's either in the U.S. or U.K.
Okay.
because I'm in a lot of like activism groups that have a ton of overlap. Me, a nerd on Facebook, doing like
How are they
don't
able to
have-
conduct that without like violating some human rights? Is there still like something against electroshock, or is that like considered actual therapy?
it's if used as treatment for something, and then people who think you should be treating and curing autism are like, look, we can make them act normal by shocking the autism
by
out of
vegetating them a little bit. No, that's called it's bad. That's all I got for that. That's wow. That's actually happening.
Yeah.
That's like now. That's happening now.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Also, Autism Speaks is a hate group, by the way. They also want to cure autistic people.
Yeah.
I feel
What-
like I'm preaching on this
Well, I mean, it's
chill podcast.
It maybe. No, it's fine.
Spread what you want to say, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a platform. However small, it's a platform. And if there's something you want to say, talk about, then by all means.
If you
But,
want like 6 people to hear it, here's the place to say it.
Yeah.
But like, so I'm not mad at you, Kearney, necessarily for using the word, but I'm trying to
I
build a
was the one who
context
used
for
the
why
word.
I choose not to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but I know Kearney enjoys the word, but it's like I'm more trying to build context on, like, why I choose not to use a lot of words because I'm like sensitive to, like, I don't know if I'm overly sensitive compared to everyone else, or if it's just like I don't want to be actively harming someone with a careless thing. I don't know, but.
That's a fair way to go about it. And
Okay.
you could think of it like it's individual. It's based on your how you personally want to handle it, and you can
Yeah.
respect other people's choices, like Kearney's, to love the word. I mean,
I'm not being like, oh, you're a bad person if you
Yeah.
use it, but
you yourself will not use it regularly because, like, man, why would you? There's no unless there's a good reason for it. Why do it?
right.
Yeah.
Well, I think
It's still fun to say.
Yeah. I mean, it's a person by person basis, but like, I don't know, in a platform like this, I lean towards if it bothers you, just like turn it off.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I wouldn't use that around people that are like deeply offended by it. I maybe was once that person, but not anymore. And I don't know. Some recent events have maybe a little more sensitive on the subject, but in a context where like no one there will care, I don't really.
Yeah.
That's a fair take.
Yeah. Or something like this. I don't know. Like, I'm sure I've said it on the podcast many times. And that's just what happened.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to defend it. Like, there's nothing to defend. It's like, it's a word.
Yeah.
It's just words. How you choose to perceive them, how you choose to use them, that's on you.
Yeah, something like this, it's just like, the 6 people for now. But
Yeah. Yeah.
It does create the potential for it to slip into like patterns of use that may not be the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want it to
Unlike that
become a
with
regular part of the
every
vocabulary.
word. Well, no,
like,
but
oh no, I accidentally used this word out of habit in a context I should not have.
Yeah, exactly.
that would not be the first time I've used a word out of context on accident.
What was the other time?
Oh, I just say fuck around my parents a lot.
Oh, that, yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's normal. Most people do that, though. Especially, though, I mean, as you get older, obviously, it's going to happen more frequently. But,
We go through weird phases of trying to like block out swearing in my house, and it lasts for like a day every time. And then no one cares. And then all of a sudden everyone weirdly cares for like 48 hours, and then no one cares.
weird moral crises going on there.
I don't get it, man.
Or you could just be...
What's up? Oh, I'll hit you up.
Oh, yeah. One of those. Look at that.
These were a good decision.
I think
So-
I'm about to agree.
So,
Excellent.
yeah, what's the effect supposed to be? Like, what's it supposed to do?
Did we mention that we took edibles before this?
No.
Oh yeah, no,
Okay.
we're all on edibles.
Yeah.
Well,
So I took an
Yeah.
edible. And I took a 25
Almost
milligram
all of us.
CBD gummy, and I think that helped calm me down because, like, for a while I was fucking out there.
Yeah,
And now
I am.
it's,
I
like,
am
burning
flying
down.
right now.
Ah, damn. Yeah, I've been tense as fuck this whole time, but
My
it's
heart's
been
just like
interesting.
Same.
accelerated in order of magnitude, like every 10 minutes. You just like feel a wave of just like my heart is beating much. Like I am flowing.
I know of this which you speak. Okay, did I send you that one meme that was like a picture of Gandalf and it goes, when your friend's so high that all you can say is, dude, I'm so high right now. And it's captioned like, so am I, dear boy.
I'm pretty sure, like, a stoner's favorite pastime is just coming up with a new way of describing how high he is.
That's all of language, man. You're just describing experiences.
Wow. Never thought of it like that. I'm going to describe the experience of having vocal cracks.
Vocal cracks.
Vocal cracks.
Vocal crack.
Oh, geez.
Vocal crack. Record scratch.
I crave death.
Time to plug the Thomas the Tank, where Kearney uses his wonderful skill of
Dude.
conjuring a vocal crack for prolonged periods of time.
I thought we left that in 8th grade.
Oh no!
No.
We got to keep rehashing it.
It has more videos than videos on this channel has.
It's got
Like more views on those
More
videos
views, yeah.
and more videos as well.
it's got 5 videos. We're about to beat
That's
it.
like 6.
No.
There's a bunch
I've
of
added some
that's
shit
not
posts on
overlaid.
there.
Oh,
I
you,
put some shit
you put
posts
shit
on
posts
there.
on there. I don't count
I
those.
like a BattleBots one.
Yeah.
I don't count those.
We had 4 episodes in the exploding helicopter video that
That's
were
5.
not related.
5 official.
Speaking of which, are you ready for Beancast?
Yeah, that's going to be next week
Next weekend.
on Friday the 13th when there's going to be a full moon. Yeah, so we're going to fucking die.
Are you
But
serious?
guess what, guys? Don't worry. If you're not superstitious, the universe can't kill you.
See, I was
I
just.
wish it was in fucking October
Halfway-
so bad.
I was just
Halfway
super,
up there, your vehicle's going to turn into the were car.
I'm okay
See,
with that.
that's
That would
the
actually
biggest
that
thing
actually
I was
awesome.
worried about, because I was slated to drive up there, and I was like, oh no, my car is going to explode while we're driving it on the 13th. Turns out,
It exploded before then, so everything's great.
everything's perfect. Now I don't have to worry about it. Now it's someone else's problem if the car catches on fire.
Kearney.
I'm gonna hit a fucking deer.
Do it, pussy.
There's so much like road for me to potentially hit a deer on.
And we're driving in the middle of the night too.
Yeah,
So there was a post on Facebook.
This is an
that
awful idea. Why
you
don't we
made,
just go up in
Larry,
the morning?
it's not gonna work.
Jesus.
Larry, that you made like a few days, but like it was like 2 days or 1 day before the crash you had recently. Yeah, Larry got in a car crash, by the way, listeners. But
Like yesterday.
Oh,
well, yeah,
yeah.
but like 2 days ago he posted like, oh well, this sucks, and I saw like one of your other friends commented under it like let me guess, Larry, car troubles, haha, just guessing from experience. And then there was the crash, and then there was a comment from one of our friends that was just like posts that haven't aged well.
Literally 1 day after it happened.
It's your life is just a fucking Shakespearean tragedy. It's just one thing after another.
Yeah, what
man.
was the other unfortunate event that made you post that in the first place?
Oh, my.
That's
One
fine.
of the people who is above me was trying to lie about things and make me lose a lot of money.
Ah,
Basically, you were getting fucked over at work.
Yeah.
It's the long and short of that. And then the fucking car accident. And the cat ran away.
And my guitar broke.
And Karen took the kids.
and my truck ran off with my wife.
Hey, at least I
we
still
have
have
every
drugs.
country song.
Do you know what happens when you listen to country songs backwards?
What?
You get your girlfriend back, then you get your car back, and then you get your cow back.
Oh, man. We're going to have to listen to some country
And you experience
backwards.
you experience a lot of reverse key changes
So
Oh,
with
yeah.
country music,
from up to
I don't know
down.
why, but there's a video. I don't know what it's called, what song it was for. There was a music video for a country song that I cannot recall. I listened to it when I was younger and watched the video for God knows what reason. But I was watching it, and throughout the whole music video, he's in the basement and he's like building a brick wall with like mortar and everything. And then at the end of the music video, he realized he just trapped himself in the side of the basement without a door.
What a dipshit.
That's okay. All right. Country songs. All righty
What is he
then.
building a
It's
wall
like
in
the
his basement?
that's like the Thomas the Tank Engine episode
I
where
think
they
he was like
walled one of
fighting
the
with
trains
his wife
in a
or
tunnel.
something. He was like, "Fine, I'll separate us," but then he just closed himself.
Sorry, I
in.
didn't see it there.
He like stayed in there because he didn't want his paint to get wet. They're like, if you don't want to be a useful train, we'll block you in the tunnel. And then they did.
Fucking pulled a cask of Amontillado on.
Jesus Christ, Montessor.
Just walling him up. He's fucking just screaming.
But there's like a shot where they're like putting bricks in front of him and he looks sad.
Yeah, they pulled that straight
Because
from
he's
Poe.
a sad train.
Good lord. That show is much darker than we anticipated. Which is why we made a YouTube series parodying it.
I saw it was a Yahoo article one time that was claiming that Thomas the Tank Engine and Paw Patrol are fascist hellscapes. And I was like, are they wrong? I was like, my reaction was like, I don't know if it's like, I want to say it's incorrect, but I'm like, where's the evidence? I've never seen Paw Patrol.
Me neither.
But I did like Thomas the Tank Engine as a small child.
As a wee lad, I don't think I watched it that much. I watched a lot of Reading Rainbow. I do remember.
Reading Rainbow was the shit as
Yeah.
well.
Was indeed.
Good old
the
Geordie
shit.
LaForge
Yeah, it's really
teaching you to read.
See, I don't even remember anything from it. I just remember I just remember the fact that I was watching it.
That
I remember
Mr.
Mr.
Rogers, I
Rogers.
also watched
Yeah,
a
Mr.
lot.
Rogers
I-
was big.
And I'm like, I barely remember. I was obsessed with that trolley though.
Where we
Translated
all, though.
later
Do we
into
need-
life in the trolley
Oh
problems.
no! Do we need a three-way crossover of Thomas the Tank Engine with the trolley from Mr. Rogers crossed with trolley problems?
I think we just found your deep root and why you like trolley problem memes so much.
Oh, it's a psychoanalysis.
I bet you could fit all of those things into an AP calculus project. You could have it be like the train problem, but like you have to do calculus and how the train's like multi-track drifting the people.
Mr. Rogers is conducting the trolley.
Oh no!
There you go.
George Ford is at the switch.
Mr.
Will
Rogers
Reading
is
Rainbow guy
conducting
pull
a
the lever?
military trolley.
Though some of those set up like math problems too. Like you are on a desert island with like it was the vegan one. You're a vegan trapped on a desert island with a chicken, a bunch of salad, and a trolley traveling at 25 miles an hour. It's like, do you pull the lever to save the chicken but destroy all of your vegan food and then you can't survive without eating the chicken? Or do you run the trolley into the chicken and eat both chicken and salad? Or just salad, you could retain your veganism.
Except
just
you
eat
had to
the
kill the
salad.
creature, which kind of defeats the point of veganism.
Yeah.
It's a catch-22. You can't win.
Just because you're not eating them doesn't mean you're putting your life above
Actually, you
theirs.
do win because a
Or
vegan is being tortured
below theirs.
mentally. Psychologically torturing vegans is a pastime.
There was also one with the fucking
What?
euthanasia coaster.
What?
Did you hear about the like giant protest that this person was gonna do, where he's gonna set up a whole grill out like in front of this vegan's house and have like there was over 10,000 people signed to show up in the small neighborhood just to protest this vegan because the vegan tried suing them for $500,000 because they didn't like the way the smoke in the neighbor's yard made their backyard smell because they were cooking meat.
This conversation took a sharp turn at euthanasia coaster. And then back to vegans.
We'll get back to the euthanasia coaster. Don't you worry.
PETA like puts down 90% of the animals they take in.
Yeah.
True
I feel
story.
like they're fucking up somehow.
Big hypocrite energy over there.
I mean,
But
I know
the-
it's like got to be incredibly difficult to like house like that level of an influx. It's got to be insane, but like also
People need to stop breeding animals is what I'm learning.
But anyway, the euthanasia coaster was like a design made by this guy who wanted to create like ethical
Ways
like,
to kill people.
yeah,
Which
like,
is-
they would feel good.
Yeah, so you die euphoric, which is honestly, you know what? If you're gonna go, I kind of appreciate that. I appreciate the thought.
It's a roller coaster that
Yeah.
like gets a tighter and tighter loop, so the G forces like make you feel really high, and then you pass out, and you have
And then you have like an aneurysm and fucking die.
yeah,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Like he had it down to
like
A
it's just like a
science.
tighter and tighter curve until
Yeah.
you die. But it's supposed to be like a euphoric death, and then be like, so there's like somebody made a trolley problem out of that where they're like, there are 5 people on the trolley. Do you leave them alone and let them like go about their business, or do you divert them onto the euthanasia coaster or whatever
Wait,
to
the trolley's
ensure that
going
they
to
have
hit
a
them?
happy end? No, they're in the trolley, So you can divert the trolley out of the euthanasia coaster.
Yeah, but if they didn't ask for it, then suddenly it's murder. So
What
you
was
know,
the other option besides the euthanasia?
just letting them go
coaster?
about
I
their
don't
day.
remember. It might have been like life
Oh,
in
just
prison
not
or
killing
something.
them?
It's like, are you against the death penalty if it's bad, but not if it's euphoric or something? I think the other one was like life in prison or something. I'm not remembering it very well. There was also one that just had a regular loop, and it was like if you run the trolley over, like there's nobody on the main track, but if you pull the lever and make it run over a guy, it'll do a sick loop. So it's like,
You get a free hat.
do you leave
You
the
get
trolley
a
alone
t-shirt.
and decide not to have the sick loop-de-loop, or do you kill a man just because it's rad?
The ethical dilemma in that is
That's metal.
That's one for the ages right there. Like, it's a hard choice, man.
Also, the one where it was really wholesome because it was just like no one is in danger, but you can pull the lever to make the trolley come closer to you so you can wave at the people.
Oh,
People got sick of the trolley memes where everybody was getting fucking murdered. Guys, can't we just have some wholesome, just good Christian times with the trolleys? Like, why?
I saw one that was like the trolley, like the Snickers bar commercial guy.
no.
He was like, eat a Snickers, and the trolley eats the Snickers, and then it's the trolley from Mr. Rogers.
That's great.
My favorites are the ones that get everything all mixed up. So it's like there are 5 trolleys tied down on a human, and there is a switch at the tracks.
if you let the trolley go,
Does the
it'll hit
switch pull
one
the
human.
tracks?
I saw one that was like it was like a text screenshot, somebody photoshopped together, and it was like somebody sent this photo of like a trolley problem where there's like 6 trolleys going every which way and like random people, and there's like 4 people at levers, and they're just like all trying to like coordinate all these trolleys, and there were just people everywhere. And then the person was like, wait, what? And then the person who sent it was just like, sorry, wrong person. And it was like, who is that meant for? My sense of humor is entirely memes.
That's like all of our culture now, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's easier to communicate with people in memes
Yeah.
than like English.
They're more efficient.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm excited for like 50 years from now when kids sit in like a high school history class and like analyze memes.
It's gonna happen.
Like we do like political cartoons and like letters and shit. So they're like people communicated through.
I hope someone has
Memes.
to analyze AJ's AP Calc videos. That would be the best.
I think
Like,
memes
if-
are better than political cartoons.
you have to do a literary analysis of a meme video.
Memes.
Of memes.
Or even just images.
Yeah, I mean that would make more sense because
Be like this.
videos are not literary.
This image conveys an exact biting feeling because.
Read an essay on the existentialism of memes.
the existentialism.
The absurd memes.
The existentialism unit would get taken over by fucking minion memes. Why do these make people want to die?
All right. So who's on team murder the minions?
I am.
I mean, they're not people, so like
They don't have.
I love
rights.
they don't have rights.
I like seeing
Mortar the minions.
like screenshots of people, like old people, like having strong opinions about minions.
You mean like
Opinions about minions.
you mean like angry opinions, like what are these minion things, or like
well,
oh my god, I
sometimes
love them.
so, yeah, both of those.
Okay.
There's also like
Fuck.
those middle-aged people who are just sharing like the most random quotes that are like semi-inspirational. It's
Yeah,
like, in the
or
morning,
just about
I look
wine.
at the sun as I eat breakfast.
There's minions.
And just, like something that's completely like unrelated. Like I found out yesterday I had STDs. It's like why would the minions need it in that? Karen took the kids and beat my mom.
Oh no. But like I saw this one that was like this middle-aged woman who was mad because it was like there was a minion meme that had like it said like fuck or something. It was like I hate these fucking something or other. and it was like not about the minions, but it was like it used a swear word, and there was this old woman who was just like, the minions don't use swear words. It's not what the minions are about. Don't use swear words with the minions. She's like all defensive of the minions, like projecting her beliefs on them.
I'm pretty sure
minions
they
are
like
wholesome.
canonically swear in their own language.
Their language is like a mix of French and Spanish and English.
Can't
I
be
know,
deciphered.
because Mix Dykeman like forced us to watch the minions sing "Happy Birthday" in French. It was one of the most scarring moments of my high school life.
What was that weird ass video from French with like the fucking pineapple?
Ah, dude, Telefrancais is the best. It's about these two kids who, live in a junkyard because that's just what you do. You live in a trash heap. And one day they're in the junkyard and they're like, they say this all in French, but I'm way too high to try to remember the proper French for this. But they're like, yo, is that a pineapple? And they're like, it's a guy and a girl, Jack and girl. Anyways, they're walking and he's like, is that a pineapple? And she's like, that is a pineapple. And they go over and they like slap its head and it turns around and it's like, bonjour, je suis l'ananas, which is just, I am the pineapple. And they're like, oh, a talking pineapple. And like, the other weirdest part about it was the kids are actual real people.
Oh,
But
it's one of those.
the kids are real people, but every single adult is a puppet. And there's just like an adult puppet that'll just be flying by the junkyard and land their plane and hang out with them for a while.
See, I've never seen this, but I've heard about it from my sister because she took French.
And another cool thing that's about it.
There's one where Anana summons the Canadian Air Force or whatever.
Yeah. They also always have des squelettes, which is just a random like interlude part where there's like these skeleton puppets that come out and just like perform music. And they actually had some like cool ass music on there. But yeah, that show is weird.
There was this one show we watched in German that was really weird like that. It's like Anna und Herr Schmidt or something. Anna and Mr. Schmidt. And I don't think we ever, there was like, apparently Mr. Schmidt was a dog or something. I could never work out whether he was the dog or the old man. And yeah.
I keep like riding
Words
a
are
roller
hard.
coaster. Words. Quadrant.
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 I love like saying really innocuous things angrily in German.
I mean, it's like the same concept with French and just saying things like very romantically, even though they don't need to be. Ooh, je suis l'ananas.
It's like
You are
bananas
the
on
pineapple.
Tu es l'ananas.
I don't know any more French.
Tu frappes mon fesse.
Throw a frappuccino in my face.
You smack my ass. Je mange tu fesse. I'll eat your ass.
I'm told the
Shimon's too fast.
phrase for go fuck yourself in French is go do the fucking of yourself.
That or go make yourself come
Ah,
are the two different ways to say go fuck yourself in French.
How do like swear words across languages work? Because go fuck yourself in French wouldn't necessarily be offensive in the same way it is in English.
Well, I feel like shit definitely works
yeah.
across the line because it's all just
Scheiße.
different words working to refer to
Like, if you just
shit.
like, oh, poop, no one's gonna get offended by that.
Fuck is generally used.
Like if you just go around yelling sex at people,
Ficken
it's
Sie
like
auf,
creepy, but I don't know if
bitte.
it's really offensive.
Yeah.
Well, so like Germans have a word for fuck as well. It's like fick or something, but ficken Sie auf, bitte. I don't know if that's actually how they would say that. But then they also have the word for sex, which is Geschlechtsverkehr.
Can you say that one more time?
I don't know that I can.
You take your time.
Geschlechtsverkehr literally translates to gender traffic.
So the thing about the
That's
French
The
language,
poetic Germans.
the thing about the French language that's always confused the shit out of me is the word bird in French, which I'm gonna pull up the proper spelling, because I cannot think of it right now. And then I'll read it to you and tell me what part of this sounds like the letters do not sound like what you're saying, even though
That's all of French.
no, not really. Most of their
You look
alphabet
at it,
is
it's
really
like,
phonetic.
with an X.
but just trust me on this one. Okay. Oiseau. How would you pronounce that
In English or in my
in English?
idea of French? In English, oiseau.
Okay, now you're an idea of French.
Oiseau.
Actually, it is pronounced wazoo.
Huh? See, that I would spell-
Oiseau. Wazoo.
That I would spell Wazoo. Like kazoo. Wazoo.
Wazoo.
So what does it actually mean?
Bird.
Up the bird. We got stuff up the bird.
I'm gonna.
Bitch. My bird packs heat.
But the Germans just mash words together. Like their word for ambulance is like sick vehicle.
Today we're gonna learn some French. This is how you say flipping the bird.
Renversant l'oiseau.
Oh, like Tommy Wiseau,
Wazoo.
who made The Room.
Tommy Wiseau, dude.
Have y'all ever seen The Room?
No, but I saw
Oh
the
my
movie
God.
about the room.
I did not hit her.
I did not. Hey, doggy.
Have you seen the meme of that scene where he walks out and then like a second delayed version of him walks out with him, and then the next time it's a third, and then a fourth, and it just keeps going till there's like infinite him walking out of the doors and spreading each time they say it. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Other good movies. Pulp Fiction. Absolutely love that movie.
Wait, where do we get to good movies?
Have you seen Pulp Fiction?
I have not.
Ah, so
Ooh.
do you know what they call a cheeseburger in the UK?
No.
A Royale with cheese.
I knew it wasn't supposed to be Royale in French. I thought I knew that. Royale.
No.
There was a battle bot last season. It was a burger. And it was called Battle Royale with cheese.
They probably watched Pulp Fiction at one point.
I bet. It had a giant slab of bacon, not real bacon, but bacon-shaped steel that it spun through the middle of the burger. Then they fought a robot that had a spatula.
Like an actual spatula.
Yeah. That flipped the burger.
What's even better is if while it was battling, it could just make real cheeseburgers.
Just like shoot burgers at everyone in the audience. Like King Neptune.
Like it would purely just be a joke pup. Just have it like build
Held
little
people
burgers
with a hail of burgers.
and it launches them at people. And then it could like spray ketchup and mustard. And then throw pieces of cheese.
Burger storm.
They just like clog up someone's motor with like burger grease.
See, I would name that food fight.
There you go.
But there's already a team food fight.
I feel like a potato would be a very effective weapon.
Only if your other robot has a tailpipe. So this works against Ice Wave and no one else.
And the exhaust pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be a good idea. Just like put a potato cannon on each of you.
We used the Jared's potato cannon.
And then you could.
Remember when we had to make the videos for band with the section videos?
Yes.
And we had one where like Jared had to shoot down a helicopter with the potato cannon.
So, you know how potatoes can hold a slight, like really, really small amount of charge?
Yeah.
What if you reverse that and make potato EMPs
Oh no!
that could get past all the restrictions in the metal pots? So you could just use a potato cannon that was also
I just
an
thought of a
EMP.
word, lipotato, like
like
lipo battery, but like a lipotato. And yeah, I had a lipotato fire.
you could. What if you could like isolate the lipo batteries within potatoes to contain the fires? Lipotato. Feeling pretty lifted, Kearney?
I'm fucking falling asleep.
Stay with us, Kearney.
Oh, dude. Like, we ate such small pieces of that brownie, and it was, like, so fucking powerful.
Yeah, this brownie was definitely
Isn't that
effective.
insane?
Yeah.
Like, I'm cutting them smaller next time. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'll do a triple dose of that.
Ooh. Did you do two?
No, just one.
Okay. I'd be worried about you if you'd done two of those.
Yeah, I'd be dead on someone's couch. I've been there before. Not a
Not
good
your own
time.
couch.
Oh, did you feel this one?
Oh yeah, this one's good.
Nice.
It's been pretty chill. Just keep like,
So when you shoot up, you, like, crash super hard.
yeah, that's why you
lot of
just don't do
stereotypes.
heroin. You just don't shoot up.
Okay, when I said shoot up, I didn't mean literally. Well,
You gotta boof that shit anyways.
I mean, I'm simultaneously like my eyes feel heavy, but I'm not like tired. It's like
So,
general
just-
heaviness.
are you aware of the term boofing?
I was when I was sober.
Do you know what boofing is?
Nope.
Ah,
Doing
so
drugs up your butt.
Ah.
there's a subreddit we frequent called Drug Circle Jerk, and like, they believe the purest way of doing drugs is shoving them up your ass because they'll get absorbed way faster.
Makes it a little risky as a customs strategy or like airport security.
Morty, you just shove
Can you
these seeds
imagine?
way up your butt.
And
then he
trying
had,
to sneak acid up your butt through security, and then it like kicks in on a plane. Like 20 hits.
Some people do that shit. They've got like an 8-hour plane ride. So they're like, just about to trip out of my mind.
I couldn't do that, man.
Too many people, too close quarters.
I would definitely eat an edible
too
and get on a
much
plane.
sky. I mean, I've never done that, so I don't know if that.
9 out of 10, too much sky.
Why are we the only major drug trip where 99% of the sky? Just stop there.
I hope Bernie Sanders becomes president. I think that'd be really funny. Because you get to hear that, but like actually over the news
Yeah.
about shit. I think he'd be the most entertaining of the Democratic candidates.
Also, you know, he would like do stuff.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
I question how much presidents have the ability to do stuff.
True. He would try real hard, though. I believe him.
They will not let him tell us if there are aliens, because Trump would have probably told us.
Yeah, I buy that.
Also, there might just not be evidence of them.
Area
So-
51 raid soon.
Well, that's what I was going to bring
Oh,
up.
man.
I
That
just
happened
like
so late.
formed another conspiracy theory. I'm part of that Facebook group and I'm confirmed going. What if this car accident was the government's fault?
I'm trying to like just take out the
They're
protesters.
trying to take out
Were
our
you
whole
hit
friend group,
by a
Kearney.
black Suburban?
They're a black pickup truck.
Oh, no. Was
You
it?
should make a post.
Oh, you
saying,
said it
like,
was a Chevy, right?
Hey, has anyone else been like in a car accident since like signing on to this group?
Austin.
Is he signed on?
Pretty sure he was.
I was close once
To signing on?
to
It's just accepting an invite thing.
having a car accident.
Oh.
Yeah,
know what
and
this
Kearney
signing
blew out a
on is.
tire and he could have potentially blown out too and rolled.
I wasn't signed on.
Austin just crashed his Jeep, apparently, a day before I did.
I mean, my near miss was like a bunch of years ago.
I mean, Jacob got hit last year.
It was like 3 years ago.
It's the government taking us out, so we can't raid Area 51, Jacob.
Well, I didn't plan on going anyway, so
Oh, we're
you
definitely
can
going
fucking
now.
stop.
We get it.
We're going.
You're a loser.
Kearney, you've killed us.
Wait, we're dead?
I don't care.
God damn it.
Oh no.
We have to go. The more they try to stop us, the more important it is.
All right, here's the goal. I'll just really push insurance to get on their shit so I can get the money back sooner, and then I'll buy a van so we can all go out there and just slam through the gates of Area 51.
Buy a van. We've
And
put
we're
big
putting-
treads on
We're
it.
putting military armor on it.
Yeah,
Battle
bitch.
van.
I don't.
We're weaponizing this van.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
Tank
we're
treads.
the A10 Warthog doesn't care. It's just you're gonna hear and then you're gonna die. No, you actually won't even hear it. It'll shred you before you hear it.
We can just get an armored vehicle.
Battle van.
I don't think you understand what it's firing at an insane rate.
What is it firing an insane?
Fucking
rate?
50 cal. It's a 50 cal Gatling gun.
Battle van will be made of vibranium.
It fires.
Yeah, battle van will be made with vibranium.
Oh Jesus.
And the imbued essence of Captain America.
You know what? I mean, as outlandish as the whole thing is,
We'll put a bunch of dead chameleons on the outside so that way we can camouflage.
I love that idea.
No, all we have to do is like paint the van camouflage.
No,
and
no,
be
no.
like,
They have to be
"Wait, what's with
alive.
those-"
They have to be alive chameleons.
Okay,
Otherwise,
so
they
we're
can't
just
adapt.
gonna duct tape alive.
We're just gonna
bunch
get
of
camo
live
duct
commu-
tape and coat
They
that on
won't
the
be
van.
alive
Guys,
for
no,
long.
yes.
Clear packaging
Guys,
tape,
no.
so it can see through.
We're
Otherwise,
just,
those look like a bunch of duct tape.
no, we're just going to put a picture of John Cena on the roof of the van.
We could just have John Cena with us. I bet he's going.
We'll tape John Cena to the roof of the van.
He's a national treasure. He can't be.
I don't think we'd
shot
even
at
have to
by the
tape him.
military.
I'm pretty sure he would willingly just be on top of the van.
No, I'm sure he's
Wait.
signed up.
So did anyone find out if Nick Cage signed up for it yet?
No.
We need him.
Yeah,
Why?
we need him for the end game.
We need to steal the Declaration of Alien Independence.
Because there's a
It's not
treasure
even
map on
written
it.
yet.
So who do you think?
You don't know that.
Who do you think is someone who would tell us if they were aliens?
Like
None of them.
a random person that broke into like the White House archives and posted about it on like 4chan. I feel like someone on 4chan is more likely to tell us about aliens than an actual president.
Yeah, I don't believe that Bernie would actually tell us.
No, give me a name. It doesn't have to be a politician, but
Oh,
just
just
anybody
a-
who you think would do it
If they were
who would
elected,
who would
if they
tell
were
us?
president. Yeah.
Steven.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Any of us. Anyone in
I-
this
I-
room.
Okay, let's
basically
go
gonna
with
say, be
let's
like,
go
bro.
with like celebrities.
Celebrities.
I can
okay.
prove God's not real because I know aliens are real.
I feel like if these nuts were elected president, they would tell us.
Yeah, probably.
That was an actual candidate in some race.
That was
somewhere.
2016.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was 2016 for sure. They lost in the primaries, obviously, but
So close.
the setup
I
was-
wrote in D's nuts on my
on your ballot.
not for president, but for one of the other ones I didn't care about.
Oh, for local office.
Some
where it
people were
matters
like
more,
mad at me for
technically.
doing that. I didn't like know who to vote for, so I was just like,
These
I
testicles.
don't want to vote.
I didn't vote for any of them. How responsible of me. Some might blame me for
I don't know, dude.
All
I,
of
have no
it.
I
fucking
didn't
idea
vote
what to
either.
do.
amen, but you were too. I was like I just
Harold.
turned
Could I get some extra
18
water?
at the time, so I was. I feel pretty justified in not going out and voting because I had to work on voting day and I wasn't able to get out to the booth.
That's how they keep the workers silent.
Yeah, I know. Got to request that time off in advance.
I feel like the fact that you have to go somewhere that's only open while you're at work to vote in 2016 is kind of stupid.
Yeah, we could just be able to do it from our phones.
You literally could. You could just punch in your soch.
But currently, the state is ineffective and will go to any lengths to make sure that you can't
See,
do
it's
the simple
harder.
thing. That should be simple.
It's harder to rig
Like
a whole.
paying with a debit card at a
Yeah.
toll booth.
Yes. Like that.
It's harder to rig a whole election using like the entire internet as a poll. you'd have to do a lot more hacking. So they're just keeping the poll booths that way. They can just hack the election again.
I don't know they're necessarily hacking things. I mean, they might be in some places.
Who's hacking the election?
I don't know who they
Florida.
are.
Hillary,
Florida.
Yeah,
But
but
the thing
she
is,
rigged
like,
the primaries.
Yeah, but she's still lost.
But that was
she
more
still
of
rigged
like
the
a-
primary.
Rigging doesn't do anything if you still lose. See, if you rig the game and lose, then you still lose. So
My
it doesn't
understanding
matter.
was that it was like
It means they're untrustworthy.
They're politicians. Of course, they're untrustworthy. That's the principle of
I
politics.
mean, there were a lot of like
That's why-
rules that were just official things, which were just like the fucking super
kinda-
delegates.
Yeah, people just getting like.
Let us again bounce off of the topic of politics.
Why?
Mostly unscathed. I don't know.
It's
Is this a
fine.
political podcast?
I mean, it can be. It's a whatever. It's a whatever you want podcast. I guess we could
Yeah.
bounce off the topic. There's really nothing more to say though.
Yeah.
Politicians are all just corrupt and greedy.
Yeah.
Maybe not all of them, but a vast majority, and enough that the stereotype is kind of true. Well, it's based in some truth. Don't trust them.
I mean, I'm down with whoever's legalizing weed. So
Yeah, that's pretty much where my vote's going. That's like one thing I know.
let's go, Bernie.
I'm like, all right, I know if that gets accomplished, it will be good.
Yeah, because then we can stop
least for me.
locking up massive numbers of people for no
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
And we've had this conversation before, but like, as outlandish as it may sound at face value, legalizing all drugs, regardless of how you feel about them, would actually be beneficial to an extent because the demand is already there. It's not going away. However, legalizing it does increase accessibility to a point. It's still able to be regulated, but it's more in the limelight. You can see what's going on with it.
Well, even
Because-
the actual harmful addictive ones.
Yeah, well, no, you should still legalize those because instead of it being regulated by criminals, you could have it regulated by the state. As much as I hate the state, at least then it would be
Well, and you can also pour more resources into
into fixing it or
into treatment
into
and
treatment
such,
options. Yeah,
and helping people rather than punishing them for
yeah, exactly. Because jail always just breeds more drug abuse. Typically,
yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's not 100% of the time. People do get rehabilitated there. It's not common, but it happens. But more often than not, it's just they learn from other criminals and become worse and become better criminals, not better people. So like, the best thing to do would be to like take the power away from the criminal element. Legalize drugs. I mean, it's the same concept behind because any prohibition leads inevitably to the rise of organized crime. Like the war on drugs, you can't win it. It's unwinnable. So like, yeah, just give in already.
just legalize ranch already.
You legalize it. Yeah, legalize ranch, man.
Oh fuck! Now I want ranch.
I'm going to a legalized heroin convention later.
But like, because people hear that and they're like, "Oh, you think of the children." It's like I am, because like inevitably some kids are gonna get into that anyway, and then they're gonna go to jail and their lives are ruined. Oh wow, what a great benefit to society that is! What a great benefit to them and their families that is. Why not just like, all right, well, like alcohol, it's all about use responsibly. And people who get pressured into it, yeah, there's going to be cases, but then there's also like, hey, you can understand that what you're about to do is excessively detrimental to your health and could potentially kill you if you ingest too much of it, i.e. alcohol, nicotine, whatever. I don't think nicotine actually, like, at face value is detrimental, but like,
But
it's
the things
it's addictive.
it's in.
Yeah, the things it's
Yeah.
in, like cigarettes and stuff, like the smoke and carcinogens and all that, it sucks. It's not good for you. Same thing with smoking
And
weed.
it's just a money pit, being addicted to something, right? And a source of stress and all that.
Yeah. So it's like people should be able to make that choice instead of having to like go to your local drug dealer. You just substitute that for a dispensary, and then it's regulated. So at the very least, technically, it should be safer. If it's somewhat regulated. I don't like state solutions, but when it comes to something like that, they're trying anyway, so they might as well just make it, put it in the hands of the market instead of letting criminals have their way with it. They're blocking out an entire section of the market by criminalizing it.
They're basically just removing accountability for people doing actual bad things.
Exactly, yeah. And it's it's overall just problematic for society on the whole. So
You want to wrap this one up then?
I don't know if I have the words.
Good night, toast. Good night.
and on that, I think we're good. Bye everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Dude, I can't keep my fucking
Bye
mouth
bye.
open. I'm sorry.
Bye now.